Good morning, everybody. So today we're going to be working on Unit 5, Exam 1, Day 8. We're going to learn about something called a box plot today. So to get started, make sure you remember to put your name on the top of your paper. And let's get started. So what we're learning about today is something called a box plot. So using a number line to show the distribution of a data set by using the median. So we're going to need the median, the quartiles. So remember that's Q1, Q3 kind of things, and the extreme values. So it's going to end up looking something like this. So this right here, this whole thing is a box plot. And what we need to get the box plot is pretty much, you're going to need to know what your lower extreme is, which is your minimum. What's the smallest number that is in your list? So smallest, guys, this is number, not hashtag. Your lower quartile, which is quartile 1, which we found that before using IQR. Our middle quartile, which is quartile 2, and we also call it the median. Your upper quartile, which is quartile 3. And then you're going to need your upper extreme, which is your maximum or your largest value. Or largest number. Again, that's number, not hashtag. So again, when we're talking about a box plot, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finding the smallest number in our list, quartile 1, the median, also known as quartile 2, quartile 3, and our maximum value in our list. So let's just jump on into it and see what we can do with an example. So we're going to scroll down. Draw a box plot for the following data points. And they even kind of help us out by telling us some of the steps. Order the numbers from least to greatest. Draw a number line that covers the range of the data. So we're going to start just by putting these numbers, in order from least to greatest. So let's see, what's my smallest? All right, I think 19 is my smallest. Next is 20. Okay, after 20, it looks like I have 22. After 22, it looks like I'm going to do 23. Let's see, after 23, it looks like I've got a 25. Oop, and look, I actually have another 25. So then after that, it looks like 27. Am I out of the 20s? I'm out of the 20s, so we're in the 30. 34. 35. And looks like 40 is my last one. So I put them in order from least to greatest. Now it says, find the above median, the extremes, the first and third quartile. Mark these numbers. So my extremes talk about my minimum and my maximum, which is my smallest number and my largest number. So what's my smallest number? Take a look at that list and what do you see? Which one looks like your smallest? Well, that's going to be 19. Next, I'm going to need quartile 1, quartile 2, which is my median, quartile 3, then I'm also going to need my largest number. So this is what's coming next. Now, these three, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, this is just how we find IQR. So let's take a look at my data. I need to find the middle number. So I'm going to cross out until I can find my middle number. Okay, so right here is quartile 2. He's going to split my middle. So median is 25. All right, so now I'm going to look at the first half of the data to see if I can get quartile 1. I'm going to cross out, cross out, cross out, cross out, and look at this. 22 is quartile 1. So I can write 22 for quartile 1. And then we do the same thing on the other side. Cross out, cross out, cross out, cross out, and look right in the middle. Now I have quartile 3. 34 is quartile 3. The last piece of information we need to know is what is my largest number? It looks like my largest number is going to be 40. So what we can see is that we now have all of our numbers. These are the 5 pieces of information that we need for a box plot. Your smallest number, Q1, Q2, Q3, which we find with IQR, and then our largest number. We find Q1, Q2 like we used to in IQR. We use some of that same process. So what we're going to have here, if I can scooch down, is our number line. And right now it has no numbers on it. So I know my smallest number is 19 and my largest number is 40. So I'm going to start with 19. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm only going to mark these ones every 5 so it doesn't take up the whole space. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So I just made a tick mark for all of my places. And I labeled every 5. If you want to put a number in for each one of these so you can see it easier, go for it. I just don't think I'm going to have enough room. All right, so now that we have this, we're going to come in and we're going to put a dot above the number line for all of these different places. So my smallest is 19, so above 19, I'm going to put a dot. Quartile 1 is 22, so I'm going to find that. There's 20, 21, 22, and above that I'm going to put a dot. Next is my median, which is 25, so above that I'm going to put a dot. Quartile 3 is 34, so above that, here's 35, so this has to be 34. I'm going to put a dot. And then my last is 40, so I'm going to put a dot. So the way that you draw a box plot is you start at the smallest, you connect it to a quartile. You start at the largest, you connect it to the quartile. And the inside pieces, you make a box for. And that's a box plot. Now, when we do this, we usually would like to put a title. So our data wasn't talking about anything particular, so I'm going to just say box plot example 1. Now, box plots, the whole point of them is to give you just a visual of kind of what the data looks like. Each one of these sections is worth 25% of your data. So you can see that the majority of my data, of my 25%, this section here of my 25% covers the largest range. So it helps you see how spread apart your values are, which is why IQR is a measure of variance, because it talks about how spread apart our numbers are. All right, let's try another example. Draw a box plot for the following data. So we're going to put our numbers in order. Let's see, what is my smallest one? Looks like 15, 15, 17, so 15, 15, 17, 18, 20, 20, 22, let's see, 25, 27, and 30, 30, 30, 30. Okay, so we need the smallest value. We'll need quartile 1, quartile 2, which is also our median, quartile 3, and our largest number. Well, I can do my smallest and largest right off the bat. My smallest is 15, and my largest is 30. Now I just need to find those quartiles. So when I take a look at this, let's find where my middle is. Okay, so right here, 20 is quartile 2. That splits everything up. Let's take a look at my first half now. Right here, 17. That's going to be quartile 1. And then we're going to look at the second half on this. 27. There's my quartile 3. Once I have all of this, we're going to come down and we're going to plot it on our number line down here. So it looks like my smallest value is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, and when you're making your number line down here, you can count by anything you want. If you want to count by 2s, you want to count by 1s, you want to count by 10s, anything that makes sense for your data. Now, I picked to count by 5s and I drew in all those tick marks for each individual one. So if I really wanted to, I could go 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, but I just don't have a lot of space to write those numbers in. So I'm going to put a dot for my smallest. So I need 17 for quartile 1, 1, 2. Here's my dot for quartile 1. I need a dot over 20 for quartile 2. I need a dot over 27 for quartile 3. And a dot over 30 because it is my largest. So I'm going to connect the end to and make a box. And there's my box plot. Now, is this data talking about anything? Nope, it was just regular data. So all box plots should have a title, so box plot example 2. Now, if this data was talking about the amount of pets somebody has or the amount of televisions, you could say box plot for the amount of pets. Okay, that's a way you could be a little bit more precise. But in this case, we just have numbers and we don't know what they represent. So we're just saying box plot example 2. All right, we're going to come on down and we're going to take a look now at example 3. So for example 3, same thing. Let's put those numbers in order. I have 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, how many 5s do I have? Oh, 2 more. 5 and 5. Do I have a 6? No, 6, but it looks like I have 2 7s. How about an 8? Nope, no wait. How about 9s? I got 2 9s. A 10. What else? 11 and 15. Okay, here we go. I'm going to need my smallest number, quartile 1, quartile 2, which is my median, quartile 3, and my largest number. Do you have a number line? Oh, we do have a number line. Look at that. Okay. Our smallest number is 1, and my largest number is 15. All right, I need the quartiles, which means I need to find the middle. So here we go. Crossing out to find where is that middle in this data set. I get stuck between 2 numbers. So right here, quartile 2 is going to be right in the middle, but I got to figure out what that is. Now, I can think what number is between 5 and 7. What's right in the middle? And I can see that it's 6. Now, if you can't see it's 6, what you can do is you can add them and divide by 2. This gives me 12 over 2, which gives me 6. So quartile 2 is 6. So now I'm going to look at my first half of my numbers. We're going to see what's the middle there. Crossing out again. Oh, and this one was a little bit nicer. I get stuck with just 4 as quartile 1. We do the same thing on the other side. And we're going to cross out again. Up and the side's kind of nice too. I end up with just a 9 for quartile 3. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and now I need to plot all of those. So my smallest number was a 1. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm going to put a dot over 1. Next, I'm going to put a dot over 4, a dot over 6, a dot over 9, and a dot over 15. So we're going to take our lines. We're going to connect the outside 2 dots. We make a box. And there's our box plot. Last thing, did these numbers talk about anything in particular? Nope. So we're going to label this box plot example 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for today. I hope you guys understand box plots, and I will see you tomorrow.